Hello! How is everyone? Hello Blanc, hello Grizz, how are you both? I hope you enjoy a venom flower. It lives up to its name, it's venomous. Yes, I am too. Let us begin though.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
I hope you enjoy a man
In
of
the
us.
basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Will it though? Explore the end of the world. What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe she's the only reason she's going to end the world's end when she's locked up? Explore. Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't someone else look at all the options? Oh, good Blanc. I appreciate the luck. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Huh.
While I appreciate the...
Oh no, I did not mean to do that! Hold on. Oh. Well, I appreciate the mental exercise we're running up against a bit of a clock.
Let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Wow.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
He's so telling this to the wrong person. I would be okay with all of that. Let's do you have any evidence?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task?
What if it's
If
to
made it
save
this
her?
far, you might as well reach the end of your journey. Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done.
No.
We're all counting on you. Oh, if only that were the case. But I don't make the rules.
It sounds like an issue, not an ish-me.
I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far. But unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off.
Why?
Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did. Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress?
Oh, that is
If
true.
anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something
Ooh.
of value to
Ow.
society.
Ow.
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants
Right.
the world to end.
He has not spoken to Lux, has he?
I mean, maybe some people do. Like,
Ah, fuck, I keep doing that. Right click takes you to this page. I mean, maybe some people do, like Nicholas or very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right? Wow! What have you just done with the world?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
What is my reward?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you.
I'll watch, I'm gonna do
Whatever
it
you
and
think
die.
it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination. Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
Why?
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
I'll be interested if you're correct on what I
We're not gonna go
choose.
through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
What if he does?
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Okay.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Okay. Let's go into the basement. Let's see how we go.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below.
I'm sorry. I
This
can
is
add
an
that one.
impressive
I just have to
place.
figure out
The air
how to
feels
word
heavy
it.
and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient.
Fuck me, I'm mad the right click keeps doing this. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Aw, you're so sweet.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds kind of hot.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Why is there only one?
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
Okay.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Yes, apparently.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
No.
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out.
No. You keep the blade on you, my guy.
Don't you dare.
I'm with the narrator on this one.
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Oh.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
I kind of want to find out what you can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Oh, okay.
You stare at the princess, squint.
I will squint menacingly.
She squints back. The two of you are gonna do this forever, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
For goodness sake, the two of you can't just stand around like this forever. Eventually, something is going to give, and I highly recommend that you be the one to take the initiative here. Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through.
Man, is she about to punch me?
A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw.
Damn. I deserve that.
It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been. Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you in the print. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around. You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally
I am
exhausted.
violent.
You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here, either. Excuse me?
Oh, what?
Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward
Am
and
I a
sinking
monster?
your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
Okay.
This was fun.
What's it? For who?
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder. Do you really think this is the end?
Oh.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The adverse. Ooh, there's a chapter 2?
You're on a path in the woods,
Oh.
and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the bed you're here to slay her. A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Am I in essentially what's called the time loop? Hello, Fluky, how are you? So am I just in a perpetual time loop?
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning. That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill. It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. Like I said, we've just met for the first
I'm good, thank
time,
you.
and
Today
I-
was good. Very busy, but good.
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
Mm-hmm.
If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. We did our best with the information we were given, and we did kill her, and yet you still died, didn't you? So congratulations. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We killed the princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That, yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself? Or were you instead, had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left? Ugh, enough with the talking. We've got a fight to win. Nothing. I couldn't agree more. The cabin and your destined confrontation with the princess awaits.
So you feed me with the thing that's gonna kill me? I see how it is, Bane. I thought we were friends.
Just be quick about it. Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world. She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
Find me croissants and I'll do a croissant on. Okay.
This is maddening. Why do you keep asking questions?
Voice
There's
the
nothing wrong
stubborn.
with getting the full picture of what's going on. Sure there is. It's wasting time and... I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation.
I'm tempted to
Make
just
your
follow
job
what
more
he
difficult.
says.
What else would we even need to know? We've got all the reason we need for a rematch. Exactly. The less you know about her...
The better. Oh, fuck me. I keep hitting the right click.
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods.
Don't overcomplicate things.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
I'm not using that croissant, Bane. You have to go into Etsy and find me a bunch of croissants. And then I'll buy them. Because I want them to look pretty.
Before you
what?
go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't
Let's
believe
go in
what
and
she
just
says.
try and slay her outright.
Cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the... Are you sure about that? The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear? Crystal. Let's just get on with it already.
Okay.
The cabin is tighter than it's... See? Even the cabin has the right idea. Let's get moving.
It's changing over time.
The blade is your implement. You'll... walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Oh, can I see what I look
Reach
like?
forward
Oh,
and rub your hand
am I a
against the
dragonborn?
I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago. And now it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting. Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. The world is depending on you. You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost
Are we now in a
sulphuric
cave?
odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening. Good. Sounds like my kind of princess. As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view.
Oh, she looks hot.
Large
Oh my god, I want to
leading
marry
from
her.
her wrist to the basement wall.
I would be fine with this. Like, look at her. She's changed. She even has horns and a tail. She looks like more... Oh, I can't tell if she's more of a dragon or like a demon, but oh.
Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Now, fudge. I keep right clicking.
Oh, it's you again. I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. And you brought your little knife, too. Yes.
Dummy mummy. Oh, she did well. She 100% did well.
I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
I don't want to turn around. I kind of want to fight her.
Free her? You aren't. I don't know why I'm even bothering, to be honest. You know.
Who says I want to be free?
Are you really just gonna not say anything to that? If she doesn't want to leave, doesn't this whole situation just work out for everyone?
There's nothing out there for me.
I keep right clicking.
All I want is to keep knowing what it feels like to kill you and be killed by you.
Why is that kinky?
I want to feel that knife split me open. I want to feel your bones snap beneath my fists.
I think I'll just let the princess speak for herself here. Even though in the basement isn't an answer. And there's only one choice worth making. Fight her. Win.
We're gonna fight. Where's attack the princess? Here we go.
Finally ready to complete your destined task, you launch off the wet stone floor of the basement and catapult yourself headlong towards the princess.
Fuck yeah.
Here we go. Let's make this count.
Okay.
Oh, we'll make it count, all right. As you bridge the gap, your blade slashes across the princess's chest, splitting skin and drawing a jagged line of bright red blood. But she's unfazed by your onslaught. Her expression barely changes as her fist collides with your ribs, cracking them like twigs and driving you right back down to the basement floor. You can hear her chains snap as you struggle to recover from the impact.
Oh, her chains broke.
She almost looks disappointed in us. Why is she disappointed in us?
Oh, you don't actually get it, do you? That knife may be sharp, but you clearly don't want to kill me. It's not fun if you hesitate. It's not fun if you try to trick me and make me bleed out. It's only fun if you go straight for the heart. You need to put everything
I love
you
the
have into
music.
seeing me
Oh my
dead.
god, this is so
Or what's
fun.
the point? So don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Kill me.
Don't let her get in your head. You've only got one shot at this. She's huge, but that probably means she's slower than us. Take it slow, think it through, and don't panic. Bleeding her out is our best course of action. Don't listen to them. She understands something that they don't. The only way to win, the only way out of this is through her.
Hell yeah.
You push yourself off the ground and attack the princess, trying to bait an opening.
We're gonna fail.
You do your best to outplay her, slashing out and leaving red cuts in the tattered remains of her white dress. But you have little room to maneuver. For every glancing blow you manage to land, she slams you against the wall in retaliation.
Fuck
each
yeah.
impact threatening to be the last. This weak little dance isn't working. Just toughen up and overpower her. She's throwing us around like a ragdoll. I think overpowering her is a little out of the question.
Did you think you could stop me with a few cuts? All this dancing around is doing nothing but annoying me. I own this place, and I own you.
I'm okay with that.
Princess's
Oh!
arm shoots forward,
That sounds painful.
her palm wrapping around your head, fingers gripping your skull.
How disappointing.
She squeezes, the pressure unbearable as her fingers dig into your scalp. The last thing you hear is the unsettling crack of your skull, and the sickening churn of what was your grey matter. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The eye of the needle. Okay.
You're on a path in the wood. If you weren't so damned afraid of what she'd do to you, you wouldn't have died back there. Fear is good. Fear keeps us alive. We died because you didn't have enough of it. So what? You'd have us cower in a corner? No, but that place suits her better than it suits us. She's big. We can't hope to find holes and openings down there. We need more room if we're going to survive. Are you suggesting luring her into the woods? Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If you lose sight of her, if she manages to
I kind
slip
of want
away,
her to be
that's
free
it.
because she is
Game over for
glorious.
everyone. Yourself, are you not challenging us on all the looping? Have you known about it the whole time? Are you the same one we've been talking to since the beginning? Sorry to disappoint what I'm sure must feel like a grand revelation, but that's not what's going on here. We've never met.
The narrator.
Then what is going on? What's going on is that you'd only be saying the things you've been saying if you'd already been here, and if you'd already seen things you weren't supposed to have seen. It doesn't matter. We could go in circles forever. I don't like staying still for too long. Let's get to the cabin, see this through. It's good to know that at least one of you is still capable of reason. We may have the same destination, but we're not the same. You are still an other, and I don't trust you. Well, fortunately, you have an entire trip through the woods to reconsider that.
There's nothing to reconsider. We're all for violence here.
Are we? I haven't signed off on anything yet. Violence is the answer here, but the method is equally important to the act. You can't let her leave the cabin. It's like I said, we're all just circles. Instinct tells me we need space, and I trust instinct. Nothing else to say. Not for me. It's evidence of one of many ticking clocks. You can't let her spread any further. Things are always changing. She changed, the cabin changed, we've changed. Why wouldn't the woods change too? Because they're not supposed to have changed. This is supposed to be a path in the woods. If it's not, it means something's gone horribly wrong.
Oh.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up the hill at the cabin. I hope you give no last advice for us? No words of warning? What I gather, you've heard it all before. There's no use screaming into the wind. I don't know, screaming sounds pretty good right about now. I could use a little catharsis. Catharsis is for when we're finished. For now, we need to hold it out in front of us, something to chase. The interior of the cabin
It's a mirror
is
now.
suffocatingly tight. More of a glorified tunnel than a building.
It's just the
Its
mirror,
stone
and then there's the
walls
knife there.
squeeze against your sides, leaving you no choice but to press forward. The only furniture of note is an iron altar jutting out from the wall. A pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. See? We have even less space than before. We need space or she'll kill us. Take it. You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Okay.
Good. There's no overcoming her without it. We need every part of us to survive, and that steel claw is as much a part of us as any. You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it.
All we see is a damned mirror.
This really is just like last time. It smells of nothing, yet it's still there.
Ah!
You reach forward and drag your hand across the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the floor as it reveals the dim path ahead. Why am I not surprised?
It was in our way, and now it's not. That's all that matters.
Before you is what may as well be a sheer cliff face. The air hissing up from below is warm and wet, like the breath of an enemy locked in close quarters.
I keep right-clicking.
Her voice, bold and fierce and impatient, echoes from the chamber below.
Do you have more fight in you than last time? That was such a disappointing show. I know you can do better than that.
Damn, okay.
Goad her, rile her up. If she's angry, she'll make mistakes. You've nowhere to go but down. You start the difficult journey, gripping the stone, lowering yourself foot by grueling foot. But soon, there is solid ground beneath you.
Hell yeah.
Remember, every crack and crevice will need to be faster than her. You turn to face what lies at the end of the narrow
Look at
tunnel.
her! Look at her crown! It's like
Imposing
more
and tightly
horns!
muscled,
Oh, I
grills
love
beneath
this.
Darkness. Her face widens into a broad grin.
There you are, knife in hand. How thrilling. Attack me, Bleed me, twist the blade in my flesh, break your bones against my body. I want a real challenge this time.
Oh, we're so gonna give it to you.
Can't get that close. She'll kill us in the tight space, steel claw or not. Make her come to us, stand beyond her chains, and let her become frenzied. I really don't like the sound of it. It's the only way we live.
Well, what are you waiting for? If we're gonna do this right, you can't be scared. You need to want this as much as I do. So go on. Make the first move. Don't keep me waiting.
No, where is the fight? Let's talk first. No, not down here. No. Slay the
Change your plans,
princess.
boys. Be patient. This is her home, not ours. You're going to let her. You charge headlong into the princess, blade flashing in the dim light of the basement.
Yes, 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 yes!
I love her.
You get it!
Look at her. She's glorious.
For a moment, the scales feel balanced, each of you inflicting debilitating wounds on the other, striking in a dizzying synchronicity. But it isn't long before they tip in her favor. The cuts and bruises you've inflicted seem little more than superficial, barely so much as slowing her down as she continues her onslaught.
Listen.
You, in contrast, are finding it harder to stand as your body gradually becomes less responsive, less powerful, less stable. You can tell she's trying to make it last, but all it would take is one meaningful strike. The coup de grace.
The coup de grace.
This was good, but you could have been so much better. I'm beyond you now.
Here it comes. I'll see you all on the other side.
He's like, yep. What? What? What the fuck? No. No, bring me back, hot mummy.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now? It is. Does that mean the world ended? It hasn't ended. We're still here.
The world didn't end. We're still here. Come on. We just need to keep going.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
I must do it. I want my mummy.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final. That thing reeks of death.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. That thing reeks of death.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
Mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's me. You're alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. You are at the cabin. Oh, is that her? What?
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Oh, her voice has changed.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one yearns to grow and struggle. Even now I feel a will pushing against mine, not realizing that we are one. She will make for a fierce heart. Do not mourn her. We will provide her with the growth she fought for. I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Oh,
think that you are like me.
Oh.
We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free. You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Oh.
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Oh, that's accurate.
I know only that they are.
Okay.
Nothing as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom. I have not lived. I am not afraid to die. Everything, until we meet again. More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home. Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow. You ask of
Ah, fuck. I keep doing this.
how can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Let's forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Damn.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the
Hello,
end
how
of
are
the
you,
world.
penguin? I'm glad to hear that.
Are you serious?
Let's leave this
you
time.
have to do it.
Where's the option?
Seriously? You're just going to turn...
Yep.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, I'm not going to ignore that, and it's good to hear you're doing well, penguin.
That's strange. It looks like
Damn
the
it.
path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all. You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you?
Yes.
It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever. Killing is such a gauche phrasing and completely
Oh, was it
ignores the
gauche?
bigger
I always thought it
picture.
was
Your
gauche.
task is to slay the princess, because she's terrible and she's really got it coming to her.
Look, the version of the princess I saw was not terrible.
But fine, You turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess. There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start
Oh god,
to
there's
realize
more
that those
cabins.
flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Wait, what's going on?
But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
He is correct.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
The stranger.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
It sounds like an issue, not an ishme, though.
Oh, that's clever. A little boring, though.
Voice of the contrarian.
It's extremely boring. Can we really do that? Can we really just do nothing? No, you can't just do nothing. You have to do something.
I am doing something. I am staying in the woods forever.
Alright, so it's decided. Even if it's boring, we're going to do nothing. Forever.
Congratulations, you can...
I keep doing that. Fuck me.
What is that weird feeling? It's like I'm barely even here anymore.
Well, it's not nothing, that's for sure. Does that mean we messed up?
The world around you is unwound, its physical matter replaced by textured nothing. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Memory returns. There is a distant rumbling, a sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes close. You already know what dwells in the empty spaces. Oh, it's the hands! Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your conscious and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Confusion. Why are you here? I am unfinished. Resistance. Fingers Ugh. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. It is useless to us if it doesn't bring me more gifts. Force pushing against your will. No, you cannot go back. Not there. Regret. This world is broken beyond repair. We must weave something new. A wagging finger. There is only so much thread in this place. Do not waste it. I am your only salvation. Oh, okay.
You're on a
So many
path
sussy
in the
hands.
woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her.
Alright, let's go to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path.
Let's go in.
The interior of the cabin.
We'll leave the knife.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed. Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done.
What if I don't want to?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Okay.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains? Okay.
Oh, look at how soft and innocent she looks.
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
So you don't have a name.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
I want to know your name.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name though. Everyone has a name.
Oh my god, can I name her?
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs.
I don't want to do that yet.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess.
Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
The princess hesitates before responding.
She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life.
She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter. It's not like you'd believe me.
You're over Woowa.
You're only making this more difficult.
Yes, I am.
Thank you.
Oh yeah,
Thank
that makes
you.
sense.
You're making a huge mistake.
I will make all the mistakes for her.
You're doing the right thing.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day.
Ah!
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
What the fuck?
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be
Oh
free.
yeah, dentist appointment's good.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Is someone else here?
Your shouts and pleas. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Damn.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hate that feeling.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely
Ah!
hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. The clang of it's the blade from upstairs. You're not. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
We're gonna save her.
Against your
Ah!
judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
Ah!
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
No, she didn't.
She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
Watch me.
Oh, the narrator's controlling us.
What are you doing?
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart.
But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive. The blade. Move the blade.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
Oh yeah, I have to get my wisdom teeth removed too.
Sorry.
I just can't afford it.
I'll try to be quick.
They're impacted.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake.
For her sake. Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
God damn.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
Clearly not.
Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
Oh.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2, The Damsel.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her. My tricks? What on earth are you talking about?
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he?
Voice of the
If we're going to
Smitten.
save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Oh, I love this man.
Our beloved?
Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and...
Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in.
I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice.
I do, but I also speak from the heart.
Look, at
My
least he's
passions
truthful.
are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead. The interior of the cabin is clean
Oh,
and
it's
elegant.
pretty.
Its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries. A prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched. The blade is your implement.
Um,
You walk up to the wall. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. You reach forward and rub. There was a mirror a second.
And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
enter the basement. We're leaving without the blade. We want to rescue our beloved.
The door to the basement creaks open.
Oh my god,
revealing
look
an
at it.
intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight.
Welcoming. How
But it's still a
reassuring.
stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already.
I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember
that you walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Oh, look at how
There's a
pretty
heavy
she.
chain
Look at
around
even her
wrist,
dress is
binding
different.
her to the far wall.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
You know she can't hear you, right?
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear
Right?
my spirit.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
And she called us a hero.
The chains look thinner as well.
Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence.
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us.
She technically did.
Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
Now we're freeing her.
We damned a whole world, but everything reset. Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever, especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
Horrible for you, maybe, but we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is.
I'm with Voice of the Smitten.
Now, hold on, if she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise.
Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done.
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one who thinks that's weird?
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel.
Ah, you're so sweet, Ben, but we both know that is very incorrect. I am evil. Remember?
you're right.
Evil. I did not mean to do that.
You died, and now we're talking.
Okay.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She's so
She took that in
reassuring.
stride, to a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent,
Exactly.
actually.
Evil is best.
That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
I right-clicked again.
I
No.
think he's right, because I like...
Ah, I need to move my finger off the right click. Rescue.
I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, I'll...
You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her?
I would if you had a weapon.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
You wouldn't.
That's a challenge.
I would.
I 100% would, my guy.
I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it.
I want to see what I look
Guess I
like
have
fully.
I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh.
He's like, ugh. Ugh.
If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon.
Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
Let me guess. End the world?
Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
Aggressive lesbian noises listened.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before. I mean, you sort of did last time, but this is different.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
Yes.
I think I want to leave.
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection, and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do? That sounds perfect.
The princess takes
Look
your
at she has
hand,
sparkles.
the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers.
We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending.
I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about
Look at him
this.
say, ugh.
And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks. That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love.
Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her.
Of course you wouldn't understand.
He's just jealous.
Our
The
passion
narrator's
is
just
deeper than
jealous.
anything you have ever known.
Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
I'm just along for the ride at this point.
The hero's just like, yeah, we're done.
Okay, yeah, you've got this.
You place your hand on the door, and the lock clicks, and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
Oh, this is perfect.
Ha! I knew it. Your words are no match for the pure strength of our hearts, bound together as one.
You and the princess make
Oh
your
no,
way
the knife is
upstairs,
there.
And you're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer.
Oh.
I hate you.
Oh, I love you.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin. And then you step outside.
Your love will set you free.
Our happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go?
Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
Oh no.
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
What the fuck?
She's gone. Where did she go? Is that a... What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels...
Do it then. End us all before I die of a broken heart.
We've grown. Oh, okay. I can't tell if we're a bird or a dragon. Full and quiet once again.
When I found you in the long quiet alone, I was terrified. What if you had decided to let me wither? But your commitment now is final. Your ability to walk the path of mutual annihilation is vanished with your return. If you still wish to obliterate me, it will have to wait until I am complete. Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again. Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same. I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions. The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
Let's just go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
The hero and the princess.
You're on a...
Alrighty.
That's the spirit.
Viva
You make your way.
I fucked that up. I was about to Viva la
Right.
Revolution,
She's a
but I just
princess.
screwed up.
We're supposed to say...
Let's just
The
can
interior
we
of
straight
the
murder
cabin is
them?
almost entirely bare. The door to the basement... Good. You're still listening to reason.
I would love pizza.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over? It's over. Don't get all worked up. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days but that day isn't today. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago,
Look, I
the
prefer
only
Dommy
thing in
Mummy
front of
Path
you
as
now
well.
is the vast emptiness of... What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This
Oh.
is the beginning of eternity.
Ew.
Your reward.
I don't want that.
This is what's best for everyone. Trust me, time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. Psst. Hey. We're not just gonna stay here forever, right? I do, but you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you, do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is don't you dare. How astute. You are, in a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just, I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work. That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. What a relief. I suppose we've got all the time in the world for you. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose. Please, shake yourself out of it. The little voice's pleas fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply...
Good ending. You did it. You saved everyone.
I'm already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Oh.
Good. Pick the blade. I can hear everything you say. He's right. Do you hear that? Thank you. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward
No,
for
it's
saving
not,
the
my
world?
guy.
An eternity of bliss? You ingrate.
Well.
Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
The narrator is so spicy. Oh.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of you're here to slay her. I can assure you that you're not dead, and to answer your second question, you're here to slay the... If he doesn't remember what happened, that's... well, if... A warning. She will lie, she won't be a problem.
Voice of the cold.
The interior of the cabin is... The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already. You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay. The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and the room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A
she's still
skeletal
dead.
body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor.
She's a ghost.
Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
Ghost!
Oh. Wow. Absolutely terrifying.
The voice of the cold, so
What's a ghost
deadpan.
supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again. Without a moment's hesitation, you lash out with your blade. It's like you're slashing at air. No matter how many times you stab at her, no matter how many angles you strike from, all you manage to do is interrupt her form, the skin of your hand prickling with cold as it passes through, unable to find anything solid.
You're adorable when you're confused.
Oh my god, thanks.
But I didn't say you could touch me.
Oh, never mind.
Why are you even here? Just making sure you finished the job, or what? You don't look dead, Killer.
The princess grabs your wrist, a sudden shock of cold flowing all the way up your arm, her eyes still fixed on yours as you try to squirm out of her grip.
And you don't feel dead either.
She lets go and pulls away. Your fingertips tingle painfully as the chill subsides.
I'm less interested in why you are, or how you are, and a lot more interested in what you are. I've tried to leave on my own. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls.
Ah! Hello!
I always knew that you came here. I just want to go home. I'm so cold and alone here that you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride. After all,
Ah! The clips.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us? She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic.
Would she be able to see us if we went on? Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face.
Hello!
I wonder what she would have to say to the one who
The crepes and
wants her
sushi.
so badly. You won't like how
Let's let her do it. I want to see.
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as
Crunchy.
her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
Thanks for the body, killer.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart.
I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over?
I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary. You collapse to the floor, and everything.
Get up. You've still got a job to do.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
So, it doesn't work like that for you? Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor? Are they also supposed to be you?
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass,
I've never tried tempura prawn sushi, only because I
Yeah,
would get,
go
you know,
on.
very
Finish
sick
the
from it.
thought. What are you?
I'm a voice? Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
Do you have to deal with this annoying bickering all the time?
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain... I'm clearly the same thing you...
Hopefully they'll all go away once we leave this place. I don't know how you can tolerate all of this noise.
No, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different
Yeah,
from you.
I'm
More
sad.
important.
Meat-based food. Chicken. Always be chicken. You can do so much with chicken. Chicken, then lamb chops, then steak. A deliciously cooked steak is on point.
So you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is no...
Obviously she's nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
Oh, I'm so
And
glad.
setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
Oh, shut up. Stop trying to manipulate everyone. Or don't, actually. It doesn't really matter. Because you won't be around to do this for much longer.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place.
Then don't think. Just...
One way or another, this is all going to end.
I guess we'll just have to see what happens when we leave. But if I'm stuck in here, I'll be...
Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form, and clumsy with the cold that still...
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do.
Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the...
It doesn't mean that at all.
It could mean that wherever her home is... Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it?
Yeah,
If it's
I
somewhere,
like
then
having
it's
steak
part of
when
the
my
world.
dad comes to visit because he cooks a perfect steak. Yeah, Lux makes the best steak. If a steak is done perfectly, it would beat lamb and chicken. You are correct, but it's very hard to get them done perfectly. Honey and sea salt seared on the outside, amazing. I'll have to try that next time.
I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin? Does the destruction of one open a door to another? Or is it the same world reborn?
Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, your body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door. For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
It's because he can't stop me. Why do you think he sent you here?
I hate to admit it, but she's not wrong. It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and whine. This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only... You continue slowly to the door, your feet like
Yes, you
lead
should get
drag
booed.
across the floorboards,
Bad.
growing heavier with each step.
Finally. Finally.
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the... Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? It's over. Shit. Exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you twist it. Collapse to the ground. You and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. Yes?
Nothing. He's gone.
So we did slay him after all. But what about us? Are we just stuck here in... We're still here. Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore? Are we in some world that exists after the world ends, or on top of the other world, but...
Alright.
I rarely have
Let's
beef.
keep
I
on
mostly
stuck
tend
living
to just have
forever.
chicken. Ah.
Guess I'm not. All's well that ends well, right? You lived up to your end of the bargain, so I'll live up to mine.
Don't mention it.
I think this is where I met.
Oh, she got kidnapped as well.
She's gone. Is that a... This... Just ignore it.
Oh, look at us. We withered.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same. As easily as you can stand to be you, you are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit, even if it changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
No, never.
It says that your heart is gentle, that even in the darkness you are guided by compassion. I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
I kind of want to see if we can get a different ending for Dommy Mummy.
You're on a path.
So let's go to the cabin. Take the blade, enter the basement.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck. You walk down the stairs. She's so coldly beautiful. Focus on the task at hand.
How about you drop the knife?
Look how You ignore the trembling.
You poor thing.
You step forward. Your
I'm
doubt unfought.
Oh, I can't finish the job. Okay.
Are you serious? You lacked the will to finish the job. The princess, exhausted.
This is the end, isn't it?
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken.
She plants her foot on your chest and pushes you onto your back. And then she brings her knee to your throat.
Woo? Step on me, mummy.
She leans into it with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess, shattering your windpipe and leaving you starved for breath.
It's too bad. I was looking forward to some company.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Hell yeah, the tower. So it is different.
You're on a path in the. You're here to. A warning. Before you, she will lie. She will cheat.
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just
Oh,
being.
voice of the
annoying.
broken.
Just ignore their bicker.
I agree. If she's
Rescue her. So please try to ignore both of. If that's what you want. The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest.
Look,
The only
I am
furniture
almost
is
down
a
bad for
massive
strong
marble
women.
altar
They
with a
have
pristine
my heart
blade
in
perched
every
on
way.
its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so? We don't feel small.
Let's take the
We
blade
take the blade from the.
into the basement. The mirror left.
The door to the basement creaks open. Oh, this is. It's still a stone basement. If the princess. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I...
Oh my god, is she big?
You weren't kidding when you said it would.
We need to get down there.
Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude?
Just a few. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess. Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, the princess towers over.
Oh, hell yeah, look at her.
Starlight, her
Oh.
figure framed by a stained glass window.
She's
Her long
gorgeous.
hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly, but we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade. Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd...
Kneel.
Yes, mummy.
On her command, you fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting with hard stone.
That's my good little bird.
Wow.
Why don't we talk? The last time we met, you tried to kill me. And here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met, nobody should have met her before this. You should be the first.
And you shouldn't have trusted us. There was nothing we could do to stop her then. And there's nothing we can do to stop her now.
He's being melodramatic, but yeah, we've been here before, and she absolutely destroyed us. That's worrying. Whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her... You weak-willed buffoon.
Yes, I am weak-willed in front of her. Look at her. How can you not be?
Is that so?
The princess closes her eyes in contemplation.
Something about that thought wraps itself around my heart. It feels like a fundamental truth to my being that I'd somehow forgotten. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new, and the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
You're damn right I will.
She's inevitable. There's nothing else for us to do but help her. Maybe she'll be nice to us.
All you have to do is...
Don't be rude. Of course, it's not rude to question someone who's apparently... That's exactly why it's rude.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was.
I love her. I require her.
The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity. The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world. And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn. Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference.
She wants me to submit.
Because in the
They
end,
would.
no matter how vainly you struggle against me, your will was so easily broken.
Yes.
Am I that magnificent?
Yes.
All you need to do now is break my chains.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say. No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong. Trying to conceal you from me.
Look at her. Look,
Is that
it's
a
true.
person?
She is all I've ever wanted.
No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
Uh-huh.
No. What are you talking about? I'm just...
Rise, my little bird.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? All we have is a blade.
All you need to do is believe it's been done.
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
What a good disciple you are.
I accept. How could you say no to this? How could you say no? No! Bring her back! No!
She's gone. And is that a mirror?
I do as well.
This does. I don't want to.
I'm unraveled.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. Do you know what we'll find out there? There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last. This one is dominance, a figure capable of bending everything to her will. She will make for a terrifying and divine heart. Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you.
I want to mourn her though, like damn.
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond? If he drives you towards my destruction, then he is steeped in delusion, for he does not know me. Just as I hold compassion for you, and you hold compassion for me, you can hold compassion for those who have wronged you. The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Ah.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess.
That was going to be my next
We're not
one.
going to go through with this, right?
The interior of the cabin blade is your implement. The door to the basement, her voice.
Who's there? Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd...
You walk down the stairs. She's so cold. Focus on the task at hand.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it?
She makes a compelling point. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do. You ignore the...
You poor... Then I'm not talking to you.
You stare at the princess. She squints back.
The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you?
You squint. So does she.
At least nobody's dying right now.
You're going to have... The blade tumbles out of your trim.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just... talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to... We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure...
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship. Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other.
She is correct.
Do you? You're lying.
How does she know that?
Don't think that just because I'm the one in chains, it means you have a right to interrogate me.
She hesitates before...
You can address me as your...
Note the lack...
Oh, have you...
You know what...
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
Leaving her alive is too risky.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. I know you think it's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the princess.
We
and
didn't
make
pick up
your
the
way
knife.
to the
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm
Slip these chains? She can't, right? Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You'll be the death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way.
We left the knife. Why did I get an
Close
option for the
basement door,
knife?
locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade.
Okay. We can make this work.
You settle in against the fog. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare.
Hmm.
As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece.
That sounds like
I'll
fun.
forget what you did, and I'll never forget it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker.
No, it doesn't.
I can be innocent and harmless, if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to fire me live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the
Oh
cabin.
no.
The ruckus has stopped, and the
Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws, it isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet,
Oh.
and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach.
I did not mean to do that.
Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
Because he is the asshole.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer,
Oh.
one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe
Oh.
I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only help me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
Oh.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Everything goes dark and you die. Well, that's refreshing.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her. If you... warn, she will lie.
I don't think
It doesn't matter. The interior of the cabin is plain, the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Hold on. What happened to the door? It's just an empty frame. She's already got an out, hasn't she?
And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel? I'm going to need all of you to
So
pull
we have a
yourselves
paranoid
together.
voice this
The
time.
princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep. You reach down. Good. Is it gonna be enough, though? The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to our death.
Can I break the mirror?
What are you talking about? You reach forward. Did
No, I
he
can't.
make it go away? Clearly there was something in there worth investigating if he wants it hidden. You cross over the threshold
Oh,
and onto
these
a series
stairs.
of isolated steps, suspended.
Oh, there are eyes everywhere.
More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes. The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Come back? She must have you confused with someone else.
Fucking no, she don't.
You really don't remember, do you? It doesn't matter, we need a game plan. We know we can't just go down there unprepared. You attempt to step off the stairs and into the pitch black surrounding them, but you're stopped by an invisible force.
Oh.
Why did... How would falling into an infinite void be better than anything? You make your way to the bottom of the... As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky black of the basement mark where the floor should be, forming... She could be anywhere. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you.
The narrator is really just the spicy boy.
Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter, because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are.
What the fuck?
I told you I was going to find you.
As the princess approaches, your legs
Actually, no, she's kind of
suddenly go
cute.
numb. Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
And you brought your little knife with you again. Cute.
There has to be a way out of this. Think. What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
She really is kind of cute. She reminds me of like a marionette.
Your vision cuts out as your blood begins to coagulate. It's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. What are you doing? I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want... And then experience stops once more as your body reapproaches death. Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it.
He's like, please do it.
You sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want? You have seconds left. Yes, I'm sure. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
She's so pretty.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking us. The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Your weapon is still in your hands. Strike at her and end this before it's too late. Lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, Are you serious?
Nerves, heart.
You fling the blade into the void, denying yourself the opportunity to...
Nobody's happy here, but maybe it's for the best.
You poor deluded thing. Do you think a single moment of bravery changes you into something you're not? I am what I am, and you're always going to be a coward.
She raises a hand to her mask and pulls it down.
Oh.
You don't get the chance to see what lies like a creeping mold. The complete reality of your existence threads its way through your mind. Birth, death, birth again, decay and bloom, a million stitches from a million microscopic wounds you've inflicted on everyone you've ever met, with every muscle you've moved and every word you've ever spoken.
No, 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 no.
Let me out.
Your existence hurts them.
Let me out.
No.
A lonely soul in a room by itself, weeping. It lives for 80 years and then it's gone. And then it's there again.
Let me out.
A reprieve. A good life. Love. Children. A steady career. Recognition from your peers. Here one moment. Gone the next. The worms have found their orifices.
Let me out.
No.
Diagnosis. It forgets everything it is. Anger, rage, distance, poverty. The lonely soul is lonely again. Love turns to mockery. It dies. It is reborn. Worse. Lonelier.
Let me out.
No. Good evening, Rin. How are you?
No, 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 no. No, no. What's happening to us?
Let me out.
This is all too much. I can't keep going.
You can't keep going. Well, what are you talking about?
Oops, I think I broke you. I'll see you soon. You'll know what to do.
Your body is dead, but you live on. Chapter 3. Chapter 5. Oh, shit. The moment of clarity.
You're on a path in the...
Shit. What the hell was that?
There was a princess, I think.
You shouldn't know about the princess. At least, not until I...
Oh, I'm
You've
glad they're
been
going
here,
well,
haven't
and
you?
thank you for joining me.
I guess. It feels so long ago, almost like we've never left. We have to let her out.
Do we, though?
No, that's the opposite of what you're here to do. You have to slay.
Slay!
We decided not... Yeah, we're supposed to let her out.
It's really the only way this works out for us. If you think about it,
She's the one with... No, we were supposed to keep her trapped there forever.
we're supposed to be unfeeling. How many times do I have to tell you to snuff out your heart? We can't be unfeeling. Not when there's so much.
There's nothing for us to do. We've already tried everything. We love her.
The
we
Smitten.
have to set her free. Can we love something that hates us? Can we love something that hurts us?
To be given an ounce of kindness from something so cruel would be more pure than any other love.
Why are there so many of us? There aren't supposed to be so many of us.
This is bad. You need to get a grip. What did you let happen? How many times have you been here? You slowly make your way through the umbral forest, bumping against unseen trees as you grasp through the darkness for a way forward. But eventually, you do make
It's
it
the
to
mirror.
the cabin. Or rather, you make it to the place a cabin should have been. No, this isn't right. There's a cabin there. There's always supposed to be a cabin there.
Don't ask him about the mirror.
Oh no, I hit right click again. Hold on.
He always says he never sees it. He always lies.
And he always makes it gone.
Stay focused. You still have a job to do, and it's best not to be distracted by fraying thoughts. She's still here. buried deep inside the earth. Just walk up the hill. You always give too much space to the other. You walk up the hill, hesitating just beyond the bounds of the cabin. The cabin that isn't there. You've got to clean the mirror, haven't you? You've got to see what's in it. Smash it to pieces. She's on the other side, and it's the only way we can have our thoughts back. Just go around it. Just do something. Proceed. Proceed to where? That's a new one. Do you think it'll work? Of course it'll work. He always makes the best decisions, and it already has worked. It's gone, don't you see? We're one step closer to her. The interior of the cabin is much the same as the exterior of the cabin. A dull,
fuzzy, dreamlike nothing.
It's empty and isolating, but there's just enough vague shape and unknown texture to suggest the structure therein. Wrong and unsettling as it may be, the only object of note is a pristine blade buried in the blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. Take it. It's the... You reach down to take the blade, but as you do, the ground beneath it shifts, the weapon sinking deep into the earth. You lean over the hole and gaze into the abyss. It is so very deep, deep in the bowels of the earth. You see something staring back at you. It's her. She's watching us. She never stops watching us.
You really are a cat.
With every word she speaks, the princess in the pit blinks closer.
I was joking when I said that
Oh.
way back when. You know that.
Closer.
I was having some fun, and I guess I wanted to see if I could melt you.
And closer.
Watching over me forever? That was so brave.
And closer.
But forever is so long. Except for me. I've already taken your will, and you're not getting it back. All that's left is for you to take me away and let me out. It'll be so much fun. You and me, together, exploring the world and
Oh.
spreading fear wherever we go. Well, mostly just me. But you get to be there too. A witness. I can even make you a little cage if you want. Gilded and everything. Now don't pose.
She wants to
Don't
make me a
try
bird in a
resist.
cage.
I've already molded you into what I need. And you lost your power so long ago. Don't bother working yourself into a frenzy to get it back.
Do something. Do anything that...
Oh.
You extend your hand to hers. For all her past cruelties, the moment feels gentle. Tender, even. I can't believe you just made me say that.
I hate you.
I hate you. The motion is difficult at first, as if something still resists your efforts. But then that resistance gives way, and it's over.
And that's the end. I wonder what we're going to do next.
I didn't think I'd be so tired. Why is it so cold?
Oh, she got kidnapped too.
She's gone. Yeah. That mirror's back. What does that mean for us? I'm sure it'll be whisked away, just like her. Maybe it won't be gone. Doesn't seem like... Finally! Oh, you...
What do we say, boy?
Yeah.
Seems we've got a majority.
Something tells me that this is the end of the line. It feels... the fears... I'm done fighting. My heart feels quiet.
Oh,
The game was
everyone's
always
just
going to
accepting
end.
it.
I'll be free of all of you.
The voice of the Cole's just like, I hate everyone.
I'm ready for... I'm ready to sleep.
I'm just ready to be anywhere that isn't here.
Boys, it's been an honor.
What do we look like? Oh. Oh, we're a crow!
I think you know what I am. The narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've dealt. It doesn't hurt. I don't. We've already crossed the point of no return.
Oh, the more I do it, the more he breaks apart.
You were either going to have seen all this, or you weren't going to have seen all this. This is worse, but you... Then ask them, and make it quick. I won't... Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo. Likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me. I'm aware, and if I were you, I'd be more precious about your time. Of course, that is by this construct you're in exists in many places at once. Any time you failed, any time you thought yourself dead, but you'll be awake soon. Soon I'll be gone entirely, and you'll be left alone with your final choice. So allow me to make my final request. The princess contains death itself within her, but I wove you into being with all the power you need to destroy her.
Oh.
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But so I tucked a part of myself into the folds of it. Seems that every me you met did a real shit job of it, though.
Did not mean to right click. Oh, we have one more.
Are you lying? It's like I said, I'm just an echo.
Oh, so we are the long quiet. Oh. Oh, she's gorgeous. I love her.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Look at how gorgeous she is. Like, oh my god. She unfurls an endless cascade of smiles in response and then patiently waits for you to continue.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
Do you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind. Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echoes spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitude. will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
I can't kill her.
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end, pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Okay. If you were always going to become this, then what was the point of me doing anything? There's always been... This can't just come to an end. We're gonna leave.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words.
I can't kill her. Look how wonderful she
The final
is.
peace lies with you.
Certain will have, and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here, except for her, is you. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of the construct pressing in you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
I love you.
Oh! Oh, look at her! All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. What? You are free and she is with you. Why are we watching grass grow, literally?
It's magnificent.
You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist and you are aware, just as you have always been, and just as you always will be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. That was wonderful! I love that! Oh, that was such a good game. Oh, that was wonderful. Oh, it was so good. Oh, you even get a history of it. I know, thank you. That was so good. That was interesting. So in the end, it honestly, I kind of feel like that because we saved her, while worlds might have been destroyed, the reality is that it always allowed for change. So it kind of makes me think, if we did destroy her, would we save the world but nothing new could come from it? Because she seemed like she was change, and sometimes change can be destructive, but it's good. So that was so good. Oh, I loved it. But we are going to pause for now. I'm going to be right back, get a drink, maybe a snack, and then we will switch to something else. But oh, that was so fun. But be right back, everyone.